Hello， 大家好，我是Minna米姐，欢迎来到我们的频道。作为一个在英国居住近10年的华人，身边有太多的华人在这里英国成功的例子。今天呢，在米姐的访谈专栏，请到一个重量级嘉宾Dara黄。中西方媒体喜欢称Dara黄是哈佛最美建筑师，他曾经参与了 Tate Modern 的设计，同时他入选了 Property Week 评选的40 Under 40的榜单，以及 BBC 中国100位女性的榜单。他同时也是第4次获得英国皇家建筑协会的认证。他还经常会在全球的设计活动上面分享一些他的一些经验。在我看来，Dara黄不仅是哈佛最美的女建筑师，同时她又是个集才华与美貌于一身的一个华人女性。米姐这次有幸受麦尔 J 的邀请，作为Dara黄在格林威治半岛品鉴会的主持人，在现场不仅有幸带领大家参观格林威治半岛和平公寓这个最具有艺术的社区，同时也作为在海外华人的女性的发言人，现场采访Dara黄和 Reese 海外创业奋斗的一些历程跟故事，一起去看看Dara跟 Reese 是有一种什么样的 super power 吧。我看你的作品，就是 based on 你的 work, I can feel you are very creative and opinionated designer. So wondering how's your upbringing impact your work?
Long story short, 我的爸爸去他们见面，and then 我的爸爸来美国来读书，所以他都是很 pro education and education 可以帮助好像 women to have freedom，好像你都不需要好像靠 you know。Be reliant on anybody for financials, independence. So I kind of grew up with a very independent upbringing, and you know, and also I think being American, 真的美国人 they always teach you can be anything. 有很多 empowerment, you know, you can do anything, go for it, be ambitious. So 我觉得好像我的Chinese 跟 American combination 有那个 education 还有这个 empowerment。一起我觉得 it was very strong and probably me always pushing and wanting more and being ambitious.
I remember Dara said to media, in Western media, Asian is a superpower. I can feel like you fully embrace your heritage into your work and life.
Oh yeah.
So we just trying to how you leverage the Chinese background.
You know, it's hard to say it's trendy to be Asian, but it's very super trendy right now to be Asian for so many reasons. For one thing, I do think that the world understands and is starting to see that Asia is the superpower in terms of financial power. And so a lot of people need to or have to start to do work with Asia. You see kids learning Mandarin now. So that's number one is business. Number two, who doesn't like Asian women? You know, I think we are blessed with this ability to look young, be fit without a lot of effort because it's just in our genes, you know. And all I'm saying is if you're in business, it's just nice to be able to, you know, have the ability to be the face of your company and look different from everything else that's out there. And I really, really like being different and like set apart. If you think about it, I built a business in London and there's not a lot of Asian entrepreneurs, but female Asian people in property, right? So then they remember you. It's like ate it all up, you know? And so a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm a woman, it's a man's world. I'm like, yeah, take it, you know? Be in a man's world and stand out. But they love that. They love confidence. They love knowledge. They love learning. And so if you can take your Asian power and embrace it. I really believe in Asian power. I love it and I use it to my advantage. And it's great. It's brilliant.
That's very good. Nice. Reese 也是，她是一个就是作为房地产的女创始人，然后包括她自己，她本身是之前在澳洲读书，然后包括在这里成家立业，建立了公司。你会有些什么这样一个作为一个 Asian Chinese？建议
对，我可能会把它 narrow 到 Chinese， 因为其实我们公司有另外2个合伙人也是女性，所以我们是一个 whole woman-led startup。那其实这个我觉得今天有很多年轻人可能还在这边读书啊，或者怎么样。其实我来到伦敦本来也没想要去找工作。但是就是因为这个中国人的这个身份，然后包括我在澳洲一些地产的经验，就很容易让我找到了第一份工作，就是他们有一个位置叫做 China Desk。我在澳洲的时候是没有这个 term 的，原来英国这里很多人会喜欢说他有 China Desk、Russian Desk 去 cover 一些他们想要去做的市场，比如说中国市场。在伦敦进入到这个行业，也是因为有这个身份，我们才可以得以去进行一个创业，可以去作为 英国房地产公司和中国这些客户的一个桥梁，所以。可能你们未必是地产行业，你们可能是 IT， 可能是设计，或者是艺术，或者是其他的一些行业。但是每一个行业，我觉得只要他们喜欢中国市场，那么你们就是有这个优势。你除了把自己专业做好以外，那你的语言还有中西交流的这个文化，都是你们的最大的优势，所以必须要用起来。大家就是要把握这个机会。
对，其实刚刚他们两个讲，就是我们怎么把一些我们所谓的劣势转化成优势。其实这个取决于你自己怎么去看待这件事，因为很多人会觉得，哎，我到了国外，我可能好像不能讲英语啊，或者怎么样。但是其实我们可能换一个角度去想一件事情，那可能给你们带来整个你的职业上面的生活上面，
他们也不能讲中文。
那其实我们从 Dara 跟 Riz 身上看到，不仅是只是作为一个 Asian 或 Chinese 的 power， 还有一个作为一个 woman 的 power。然后说作为一个地产行业，其实并没有很多的就是女性在这个行业。
其实在地产行业尤其难，是吧？Architect maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
基本上地产就是一个男性为主导的行业
了，
肯定就是利益为主导、数字为主导、销售为主导。那你其实作为女性，很多时候开发商也会觉得说，你们可以吗？你们可以出差吗？你们可以卖吗？你们会不会很就是太 soft 了，对客人太好了，想太多了，等等，然后觉得说，我们给你去做案子，可能你达不到我们的业绩要求。但事实上，这个对我们来说就只能是拿数据说话。对，但是要保留自己的那个我女性的特质，就是我就是这样对待客人，所以我才能达到这样子的一个业绩。你就是要把自己的细致度，这点就是一定要维持住。
So you're from America.
对。
But what make you move to London? What potential you see?
Well, you want to know the truth or you want to know the lie?
I want to know both.
Okay, so the lie is I came here for work, okay. And then the truth is I met a boy that I fell in love with. I did juicy part. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter why you came anywhere. What matters is that you're here. and that they always say, oh well, where's home for you? And I always say, 我的家里是我的心在哪里就是我的家。And 现在我的小孩在这边 ，so and 我的公司在这里 ，so 我觉得很像我的家里就是 London, you know. But yeah, I was saying that London is the best place to live because. 那个通通国外的钱都来这边，你都不需要去。So you can选那个 Russia, Middle East, USA, China, like everybody, even Africa. I have Nigerian clients. I have clients from Lagos, from Ghana. You know, we've worked with Imar in Dubai. We did a house in Italy. We work in penthouses in New York. So like, 我为什么要去别的地方？这个是那个 world 的中间 ，you know, it really is.
就在美国，我们来自中国，我们都是一个 immigrant 在这里，然后就会 work harder。对，然后我觉得我们更需要的是，不是只是觉得说，哎，这是一个劣势，而是这是我的优势。我们怎么把自己作为一个 immigrant 去更好的去运用？
是一个优势。
对，我的爸爸，我小时候他跟我讲，他说 ，When I grew up in America, he said you have to work harder than everybody else here because you have a different face. And you know what? This was, you know, because I'm only 20 years old. This was like 20 years ago, but today you have an Asian face and it's your power, right? Because back then in Asia, they wanted to see Western people and now Asians want to see Asian people. So I really think that this in combination with a real work ethic, I think that's what creates really great entrepreneurs. Yeah.
What motivated you to start your own company?
I was a terrible employee. This is the truth. I mean, it was funny. Without saying any names, I was fired from my last job. Well, I've worked for myself for almost 10 years now, but I was fired. And the funny thing about this is now we do projects in partnership, and they introduce us to their clients. So if you get fired, it's not because you're a bad employee. It's because you might be a great entrepreneur. Very, very different skill sets, okay? And because I was a bad employee, I thought that I'm just not good. I'm a terrible architect. I need to change jobs. I shouldn't do this. I'll go into tech. I want to make lots of money, you know what I mean? So the thing is, whatever you're naturally good at, it will follow you. And I'll tell you what, you can't do anything unless you love it. So number one, do what you absolutely love because no matter what, it'll just follow you and it will just keep coming back again and again and again. Number two, failure is the best way to find out what you're good at. When I was fired, thank God, or I wouldn't have my business right now, right? And number 3, I think to just believe in yourself and keep going. So the thing is, I was always the best at school. I won national scholarships. I was always, I was always the most talented. And I went to Harvard. It's not like I went to a crappy little school. So I couldn't understand. I was like, how am I the top of my class, winning national scholarships? I've got amazing vision. I know I'm a good designer. I was like, why? And I thought I was going to go to the corporate world and just climb the ladder to the top and become a partner and just sit there. I thought that was what was going to happen. But then I got fired. And then I was like, and it turns out it's because I'm not good at the day-to-day execution. I'm good at the big picture vision. I'm good at vision. And again, these are 2 very different skill sets. I actually think if you're a great employee, I don't know that you'll be a great entrepreneur and vice versa, you know what I mean? But you might...
是完全相反的。
真的
Yeah, completely opposite.
She was a partner.
I'm not from a good school like Harvard. That's number 1. Second, I think the reason that we start our own business, I think we're too good to be an employee. So all the way around that, I find my boss. So 这就是完全不一样的故事。
It's good. 不同的故事。
对，因为我们之前，比如说你在 China Desk， 你在一个机构里面去做 China Desk 的时候，你很难去选择我想卖的项目，或者是我怎么去做这个销售。可能老板只会问你这个月卖了多少套，下个月的业绩能达到吗？然后他们可能会 take on 一些 project， 你根本就不想去卖，因为你觉得那就是很 crappy 的 project， 为什么我要去卖？但他们 they will go for commission。那当你刚好我有另外2个合伙人，其实我们都 share 3班，因为很 lucky， 我们都可以 work alongside for the past few years before we actually start our business。所以的话，我们有同样的价值的时候，我们想说，那我们为什么要这样子呢？我们可以去 set our own route， 我们自己定我们想卖什么样子的产品，我们怎么卖给我们的客人。然后当这个公司的 founders 大家有同样的价值的时候，我们也希望我们底下的人是秉持同样的一个价值去进行这个销售的。
How to choose your partner and how to choose people that you can collaborate with.
那我很幸运，是因为无论是 Sharon 和 Yolanda 都是我以前一起工作的同事。我跟 Sharon 在一个 department， 然后后来我跳槽到另外一个公司之后，我又跟Yolanda 工作了一段时间。所以当你在这个工作的过程中的时候，你一些革命友谊吧，就是在那个时候会产生，然后大家也会有默契，知道对方是一个什么人，这个也是一个不短的时间，很理性的去对待我们工作上的事情，这是因为我们对对方的那个信任已经是存在了，很多时候不需要更多的沟通，因为沟通成本很低，是在于我们以前经历过很多的沟通，所以如果你有创业的想法，在你工作的时候，不管你在哪个岗位上，你一定要好好的去做你自己，就是做这个所谓的好的人，然后你会吸引到跟你一样的人，同时你也会就是可以观察到哪一些人可能 possibly 成为你未来的那个 partner 特质。然后还有另外一点的话就是我们可能会知道我们3个人自己哪一方面优秀，哪一方面不够优秀。那我在选 partner 的时候，我会选那一个比我优秀的 partner， 就不要去为跟比你优秀的人一起共事。
A similar answer. Number 1, it doesn't matter what school you went to. You don't even have to go to school. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, never partner with somebody who's just like you. That is the biggest mistake you can do. To make a business run successfully, you need 3 main things. Operations, business. So operations is like the talent, the finance, legals, the contracts, this. And then you have the product, the people, managing the people. And then you have to have the business development part, which is like the comms, the PR, getting the money, converting it, the relationships person. And usually one person needs to be operations and one person needs to be like vision, face of the company. I mean, you could be both as well. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying decide what type of person you are. And you might, so I call it like the left and right brain. I'm definitely the right person. I'm the creative, I'm the vision, I'm the marketing, PR, business development side. But then I really need to find someone that was more operational, which is the executor, the manager, the contract writing. So when you start a company, you have to wear all the hats. Like I was the freaking janitor, okay? I was cleaning my office. I was the person drawing the drawings. I was the person putting together the client, but I was doing everything. And then what happens is as you grow as a company, you can start hiring specialist people and giving those caps to the different people. So then now I have an accounts team, I have a finance team, I have a legal team, like you name it. But the 2 main characters you need is like the business side and the vision, and then the operational side. These are the 2 partners you need. You can, like one person can do both, but it's impossible to have a life and to scale and to do anything. You might have a little bit of each, which is totally fine. But I always find in any company I work for, all my experience from my previous bosses, there's always these types of people. And I know I'm definitely right, and I just hired my left.
我也还蛮想分享一下，就是其实刚才讲的那些，我觉得我也很赞同。就总结下来，其实就2点。第一个就是你找的需要一个跟你 share same value 的人，就是刚刚 Larry 讲到说，哎，你要对人品要好，所以你要 share same value。第二个就是你需要这个人，你可以 complement， 你们可以 complement skills。所以刚刚就是 Dara 也讲到说，哎，就是有的是做 vision 上面的，有的是说 operation 上面的。
I think that to be a designer or any entrepreneur, by the way, it takes you at least 6 years to find your voice. What is your voice? Like we keep going sometimes and we don't even know what we're doing, what we're selling. Like what's our unique selling, our USP, our unique selling point? We're still trying to find that. The reason why I say it takes 6 years, and I've spoken to a lot of like very famous designers, architects. I remember David and Jay told me it took him 6 years. I'm like, that's funny. I'm on year 5, and I'm kind of like, I think I know what I'm doing, you know? Is because you need at least 5-6 years of experience of building whatever you're doing. What I would say to you is whatever you do now, don't feel like you're selling your soul. Just do it, because you'll get experience from other things, from consultants, from being on site. You get experience. Don't fight for what you think like your values are, because you have 6 years to develop that. You know what I mean? So right now, it's not the time to get into like a fighting battle with your client. What matters is you're learning how to run a business. So how you control it? Well, Cashel can tell you that, because no matter what in the construction industry, you're like stuff is going to happen that you can't even control. Yeah. You just have to try and be as organized and administrative and legal as possible and work with the client. But like we had all sorts of stuff happen.
You'll always have some compromise, because actually, you know, essentially you're also designing something in theory. Like the practicalities of when that goes into build might have to change because of something outside.
All the time.
And I think it's an ability to be agile, and you know, you have exactly in terms of the entrepreneurship, you have your vision of what you want it to be and to look like, you have that goal, but don't be a barrier or a roadblock if things change. Try and work with it and change it slightly. I feel like I mediate a lot of the time. And
We're like, it's okay. We're like, oh,
okay, how do we resolve this now? Let's all calm down. Let's have a cup of tea. We're all adults. Let's work this out. And I think it's being able to do that also really helps you in making your decisions and go forward.
Yeah, I feel like as an entrepreneur, being agile, being creative, being adaptable to anything. When we're hiring people, we always want to say people can solve the problem. It's fine to have problems as a like startup, but how we solve the problem and then improve ourselves along the way, then we become better and better. 我相信在看视频的你和 Dara、Reese 和我一样，身为在海外的华人，也许你是留学生，又或许你是打工人，或者说你在创业的路上。我希望今天这样的讨论跟视频能对你们之后的发展道路有一些启发。